Good morning. Good morning. Greetings, greetings, greetings. I am not going to be on here long at all. I just wanted to check in with y'all. 'Cause y'all know I could be playing disappearing acts. I could do real good for a little while and then disappear. But I didn't want y'all to think that I disappeared on y'all. So I said, let me come on in here and say hello and chat it up a little bit. So I'm gonna wait a little while and see if anybody come in. Y'all know I like about 10 folks. My phone was ringing. My phone was ringing, so hopefully I'm back. I like to wait on about 10 folks, but if not, y'all will catch this as a replay. I just want to do a quick hello and let y'all know I'm still yet holding on. Hey, Sing. Sing said, glad to be in the service one more time. Oh, God. Tell the Lord thank you. Ain't it good to be in the land of the living? Woke up this morning, clothed in my right mind. Mm-hmm. Was able, had the activities of my limbs, was able to move about and get out of bed. Blessed to have a job to go to. You know, I can go in the kitchen, fix me a little something to eat, have me some coffee. May not be what I want, but it's in there. Anyway, really, honestly, thank God. Hey, Earl, me. Good morning. Good morning, Sing, and the 9 folks in the VIP area of the Skybox. Good morning, Denise. Good morning. So I just wanted to check in real quick. Let y'all know I'm still with you. I'm still here. I'm still here. If y'all look at my community wall, it kind of let y'all know the things that I'm looking at. This morning I was watching Conscious TV, and I didn't get to finish watching it, so I'm gonna go back to it. Conscious TV, and to see what he's talking about over there. So y'all know I'm just a roadmap. I ain't going out here. I don't have hours and hours and hours to research stories and bring it to you. I'm just a roadmap around this area of YouTube, so I be watching. Even though there's some things I kind of take a look at, interested in bringing, but I'm just kind of seeing what the folks talk about. Hey, Corinne, thank you for coming in. So I was watching Conscious TV, and I was to the part where he had got on William and William shenanigans, and I did not know that Conscious TV and Gerald Jackson, the North Carolina blogger, I didn't know they had beef. I didn't know they had beef. It goes way back. But anyway, I'm watching King Jives and Pastor Bobby Smith. I guess he's a bishop, or Pastor Bobby Smith. And that fight that went on 3 years ago, and I don't know why it's brought back up today. It happened 3 years ago, but I think King Jives is thinking that the man that he was fighting with is putting some papers up on him, that there may be a court case. And the guy's saying, well, if it is, I don't know nothing about it. So I'm checking that out. Last night I watched Alicia Thomas, Judge Alicia Thomas, but her channel is Alicia Thomas. I put it on my community board, and her take on the Larry Reed, Bishop Bernard Jordan saga is it's interesting. It's interesting. She seemed to kind of pivot back and forth and was giving both men a little bit. Um, she's giving both men. It's interesting. She has some interesting points. It's worth going over there. It's definitely worth going over there and watching, giving a click and a view. And it was a couple of times she gave me a good kiki, a good old laugh. But watch that. Of course, I always watch the people that I don't normally always watch. Thais. I don't think St. James has been live since I've been live. But I watched Thais' show. He's doing his interviews and things like that. Thais, he'll do a preview before he go to the Patreon. So if you're in the Patreon, there's some things that you ain't gonna get. Who else have I been watching out here on these YouTube streets? What do y'all think about Jives? Denise said Judge Thomas made some valid points. Yeah, she made some points of some things that I think about, and I totally agree with her when I say, shut up. When people are threatening to put stuff out on you and they ain't putting it out fully, don't talk. Don't be trying to, because people gonna grab at and think that everything is a got you moment. Oh, wait a minute, you say that? That's a got you moment. You question something, which is human nature. People gonna think it's a got you moment. So probably the best thing to do is not say anything until the person who's threatening put out everything that they say they're gonna put out. But there are some good valid points that she brought out last night. Like I said, it was from an interesting point of view last night. But that's pretty much what I've been doing, y'all. Watching people that you see over there on my community board, and seeing what's popping off. I considered if I do a live on Brian Karn and this young lady that he was dating, and the baby could be his or may not be his. That's going to be one of those situations where I'm going to have to drop the link, and y'all going to have to help me out, and I'm going to have to hear from y'all, because sometimes, unfortunately, there are some things that's out in the quote unquote news that you don't really care enough about or have enough of passion about to really do a video on. So you need folks' help. You're going to need the audience to say, okay, audience, you are interested in this. Let me bring you up on the panel so that you can give me your take, and we can get the discussion going, because, Brian Karn has been problematic for years and years, and now, anytime you have a young man, anytime you have a young man or a middle-aged man that's a preacher or just in the church itself, and they are interested in dating, interested in relationships, but they don't want to get married. They just want to be out here dating. You out here dating and stuff, you're going to get yourself caught up into some fornication. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And it makes you wonder why Brian Karn don't do what Jamal Bryant did and go on and find you somebody that you like real nice and that you even love and that you enjoy their company and go on get married. Because, you're going to keep getting caught up in these situations. And it's just crazy. But anyway, yeah, definitely be one of those situations where people will have to come up on the panel and us get into a discussion to inspire me to even talk about it. Cause child. But what do y'all think about King Jives? What do y'all think about his AI videos? He's been doing a lot of videos in AI. When I'm gonna be honest, when I go over there, and I know I'm the minority in this, probably the majority likes it. Hey, Risa, thank you for coming in. I know the majority probably like the AI, but me with AI, I'm bothered by AI videos because it's getting to the point now where you don't know what's real and what's fake, and that's bothersome for me. For example, it used to be this guy I used to talk to a lot on IG and follow him on IG, and he put up a video one day about a family, and it was a whole video and story about a family. And I thought it was his real family. So I tried to encourage him. He was like, oh, that's just the IE story. Like, what? Huh? See, to me, it's like, are we going to be fooled as a society where we ain't gonna know reality from truth? And I know that, the videos that Jobs are doing that's how he's doing his reporting, or that's how he's doing his content now. But and listen, and if it's working for him, I think it's great, because I want people to be successful and do well. But for me, I can't. When I see something that's AI, I move on. I'm like, that's not for me. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Good morning. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that where people have gone live that I have been kind of watching a little bit. What is his name? Safe Place, Buddha, Vincent Terrell Hill. He did a good, in my opinion, it was good. I enjoyed it. A good live with his parents. And it was on depression or having the blues during the holidays. I enjoyed that. I engaged in it. I thought it was a very good live. It was good information. The discussion was good. So check that out when you get a chance. It's not long. Hey, St. James. Good morning. St. James said, I can't get into the AI. And I know it's necessary, and I know it's the new thing now, but I just, I just can't. I'd rather somebody go back. I'd rather watch somebody like me. Of course, I'd rather that because I do it, but I'd rather watch you behind the screen other than watching AI. I'm concerned. It concerns me of the line of when we're going to lose touch with reality, and we're not going. It's going to get to the point where we're not going to know what's real and what's not with all this AI stuff. Hey, Tracy Chappelle said, "Greetings from the main dining room." From the main dining room, girl, you come up with our signature, our Tribe Cruise signature drink yet? You got our signature drink yet? But y'all, I didn't want anything this morning. I just wanted to check in. I'll probably go live this weekend where I dropped the link, like I said. So if those who want to, the AI music is the worst. Oh my God. It's bad enough that people started using the beats. And what you call that thing that people use in the studio that Roger Troutman used to use? It's bad enough that we're getting away from actual instruments and actual voices. Now we're gonna have AI singing for us. Oh, Father God, AI gonna write our books. AI gonna do it all. But anyway, yeah, auto tune, like nothing is human anymore. Nothing is authentic anymore. Nothing, But anyway, so I do want to do a live this weekend where I drop the link so we can, so y'all can give me y'all opinion on what's going on in the streets. I want to hear from the subscribers. I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear what y'all think. And we can possibly maybe talk about this Brian Karn thing. I might dig a little bit into this Pastor Bobby thing. At first I was like, oh my goodness, they fighting in the church. No, they're not fighting in the church. He's praying for him. No, he's not praying for him. He's laying hands on him. But watching Jobs last night, and when that pastor came on there, it got pretty interesting for me. I said, okay, this might be interesting right here. This might be newsworthy. This might be worth talking about. Good morning, just being so me. Good morning. And Rosalind, thank you for coming in. Rosalina, thank you for coming in. Yeah, so just wanted to check in with y'all real quick to let y'all know I'm still here. I know I started telling y'all a little bit about the blessing that I'm going to be talking about soon, but since it's only 25 or 35 of y'all here, let me go ahead and tell y'all. So I told y'all that my daughter some years ago had brain surgery due to a condition, and very rare condition that a lot of people don't know about, called an AVM. And as a result, everything became very challenging. She did great. Hey, Ox City. Oh no, that's not Ox City. That's Angie James. Thanks for coming in. And Ingrid Fields. I like Jobs' video, just a bit of tweaking. He could do voiceover, too many scene changes and inappropriate expressions, but I like the condensed storytelling and tips. Okay. So I knew it was going to be more people that liked it than not, because that's the direction that we're going in. So I like that point of view. So yeah, so after the surgery, like I told y'all the other day, anytime you have a condition, you survive it. Now it's time for recovery and cleanup from it. So just her graduate from high school and on time, we wasn't expecting her to graduate on time because she missed a whole semester, almost 2 semesters of school due to it. But she ended up graduating on time and going to college. But because she was moving so quickly and doing so well, that it was so many things that we missed, the possibility of her having seizures. And of course that happened with her developing epilepsy. We didn't know that traumatic brain injury was going to happen. We didn't know that she was going to have some memory issues, some vision issues. So her going to college wasn't no ride in the park for her. It was a difficult thing because, she's dealing with college and dealing with still years of recovery. And a traumatic brain injury is forever in most cases. And then developing epilepsy, something that epilepsy can go into remission, but you're still considered with that condition. It was even one point that the governor of North Carolina snatched her license because of epilepsy. So my point in saying all this is that she graduated college. Well, she don't get to walk till May because they don't have a winter graduation. So everybody that graduate any other time have to wait till May graduation to walk. But she graduated. She finished. She's finished, and she's finished, and she's successfully done the first leg of her college education. And it took her a long time because it wasn't an easy thing. Dealing with epilepsy, dealing with memory issues, and then COVID happened, right? She graduated from high school in 2018 and then went to college, and then COVID happened. Which set a lot of college students back. Because how they do college now has changed. It's changed. A lot of classes now are online, which it was going to move to that anyway, but that's changed how, that was a challenge to throw that in. And she did end up getting COVID herself. While she was in school, she's had many hospital stays. In fact, during Labor Day, she was in the hospital for about 5 days. And had to come out and catch up with classes and all that. So this journey over the past 10 years, not only are we celebrating of 10 years since her brain surgery and everything that God has brought us through, all the victories that he's given us in the face of all the things that we had to face. Not only are we celebrating that, we're also celebrating her being able to finish college and go on to the next level of college for her. She wants her master's degree. And I told her there's nothing that she cannot do. There's absolutely nothing that she can't do. And I remember she told me when she came out the hospital one time, we was having a discussion about her being someone that talked about being an AVM survivor. And she said, Mama, I don't like the way they say survive. I don't want to just be a survivor. I want to live. I just want to live. And I said, well, do that. Do that. We won't put no limits on it. Do that. And that's exactly what she's doing. And it's challenging. The epilepsy thing was, having seizure thing was a setback for her because, you don't know when it's going to happen. You have no idea. There's no time. You can't say, okay, well, on Thursdays at 5:00 or this time of the month, you just don't know. Now, thank God for her. Usually she gets some type of, I forgot, I can't pronounce that word and I can't even think of what the word is, but she gets some type of feelings of warning, like maybe a odd smell or a sense of dizziness, but it's dizziness in a different way. She gets euphoria. That's the word I was thinking of. She gets a deja vu feeling. It's hard for her to explain, but when she calls me when it's happening, she'll say, Mama, I'm feeling uncomfortable. And I know when she's saying I'm feeling uncomfortable, I know what that potentially means. But having that in class that happened to you, or you at work and that happened to you, or you with friends that happened to you, for a young woman or for anybody, is not a comfortable feeling. And then have to go back and face those people. Go back to school after that happened to you and face those people. Go back to work after that's happened to you and face those people. To be a young woman and told you can't drive. You can't drive until you prove to us that you are seizure free for 1 full year. That means that take away some of your what she feel like is some of her freedom. So it's been a whole journey. It's been a whole journey. And I said to her yesterday, I said, being able to, did you see yourself here a year ago? And she said, Mama, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Did you see yourself 2 or 3 months ago? Seeing this day? And she said, I saw it as a struggle. Especially like I said, when she was in the hospital on Labor Day. So this is a big thing for us and a big thing for God, because we know that if God brought us through these 10 years, that whatever we face in the next 10 years and the 10 years after that and the 10 years after that and the 10 years after that and 10 years after that, we have a testimony of what he can do. And so that is very much worth celebrating. So she hit me with, we were trying to decide what we were going to do. And at one point, she was born in Texas. Y'all know all my kids were born in different states because of the military. And she was born in Texas. So she was like, well, Mom, I really not haven't been to Texas since we got orders to go back to Virginia when she was about 2 years old, almost 3. And she said, I want to, I want to go to Texas and visit where I was born. And so we was thinking about that. We had decided on that. And then her best friend, been her best friend since I think elementary school. Their family is going on a cruise, and we just found out about it literally 3 weeks ago. And the cruise is in January. So she was like, Mom, I know it's last minute and you don't have time to make payments on it because the payments is due right now. You got to pay the full thing. You got to pay it all. And she said, but Mom, for graduation and for my 10th year coming up, I want to go on a cruise. And y'all know what Mama did. Y'all know what I did. I went and paid for that darn cruise. Now I might have to slide down a pole. I might have to slide down the pole, to recoup this money that I just jumped up like that and paid for a cruise. And then you got to get airline tickets. Then I had to okay, now we need airline tickets. And thank God that I had enough points on one of my travel flights on one of my cards. I had enough points that it paid for half of the airline tickets. So I ended up, I think, only paying like $200 for the airline tickets. But now I got to get airline tickets. Now I got to get a hotel room. Now I got to get a drink package. Now I got to get excursions. So it's, I might have to do a little something strange for some change. I might have to go down on Martin Luther King Drive, and I'm teasing y'all before y'all put out rumors that I'm out here selling a little bit. But I might, we don't. Come through, listen, where's P Valley? They like watch out for the big girls. These thighs might have to save a little lives. But y'all pray for me. But I went on. I listened. Thank goodness that y'all listen. I told my baby the other day, and she's 25, but she's my youngest. So you know what Southern folks don't call the youngest the baby forever. My mama's youngest is 48, I think, at this point. 48 years old. My mama still say my baby. But my daddy said it so much that one time my sister was up at the hospital and my daddy was talking to this lady that he knew, and he was saying, my baby's here. And she said, oh, how old is she? He said at the time my sister was like 44. She said 44. She said, oh, I thought you was talking about a teenager or a young person. And my daddy said, always gonna be my baby. But anyway, so I said my baby. But I was talking to her the other day and I was telling her, I said, well, my YouTube channel doing pretty good. So that should help us pay for some of them excursions and other things that we're gonna get on the ship. God comes through right in time when you need him. But because I ain't never claimed to y'all I was rich. Listen, I ain't never claimed to y'all I was rich. So, but yeah, she said she wanted to go, and I jumped up 2 days later. And like I said, the cruise is January 15th, so the full thing was due. All of it was due, but we got it done. We got it done, and we're gonna get it done because if that's what she want to do, that's what we go. That's certainly what we're gonna do. And I'm looking forward to that. And I think that she said that she's going to allow me she's going to come on camera when we're on the cruise and we're going to discuss a little bit of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, my baby, not only does she look like me, she acts like me. She's a hoot. Y'all think I'm something, honey. She is something. And talking about can drag, you got to watch what you do in front of your children because they're going to pick up some of your ways. And my daughter was at work one time and somebody was bothering her. And she said, Mama, you're going to have to pray for me. What did she call that lady? She said, this palm colored, dirty hair, something. The way she was carrying on, I said, if that's not my child, the way she was just in conversation, dragging that woman, I said, if that's not my child. So, hopefully she'll come on camera. We'll both come on camera and we'll have a good time with that. And I'll introduce y'all to my baby girl, and she can tell her testimony. And I hope that she is able to talk about AVM awareness and tell other parents to take it seriously when your child have migraines. And you have got to be an advocate for yourself when it comes to health because doctors only practice medicine. It's not an exact science. They don't know. So they practice so they can get things wrong. They don't mean to get things wrong, but they can get things wrong. And the reason why I bring that up is that when I first took my daughter, when she was getting ready for school, it was right after winter break, right after we came out of winter break, the holidays. And she was getting ready to go back to school after the long break. And she was excited about going back to school after the break. And she came in my room and she was talking to me, and she's just all of a sudden, she said, "Mommy, my head hurt." And then she kind of bent all the way down and said, "My head hurt." And then she went to, and I was, at the time, I was kind of laying down in bed. She kept coming in and out of my room. And I got up because I was, concerned about her saying her head hurt. And she had headaches before and migraines before, and we've dealt with that before. And so she went to her room, and my other daughter, who was home from college at the time, said, she said, "Courtney's in there. She's throwing up." And I'm thinking, so at that point, I don't even go in there and look. I said, "Help her." I said, "Go in there and help her." And I called 911. Something in me said something was serious, just something. And I called 911, and they came and got her. And by this time, she's lethargic. Her head is hurting so hard. She's kind of just lethargic. So they came and got her and took her to the hospital. And at the hospital, they said, "Oh, she's having a really bad migraine. This is a really bad migraine." And they gave her 2-hour treatment of a migraine cocktail. One of the nurses came in, and nurses are so awesome. Let me tell you something. Nurses are better than doctors any day, just like paralegals are better than attorneys. But we'll talk about that another time. But the nurses is going to be your main source of care when you go into the hospital. And a nurse, I was asking the doctor, she's kind of sleepy. And the doctor was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's probably the migraine, the cocktail, blah, blah, blah." So a nurse was like, "She shouldn't be that sleepy." The nurse kind of said that out loud. Like it was almost like she was having a thought. But, the doctor was like, "Well, it's probably the cocktail." But I'm still looking at the nurse, and the nurse was like, "She probably shouldn't be that sleepy." Well, anyway, they released us that day. And the next day I went to work. Courtney stayed home. But my daughter, who was home from school, was like, "She's still kind of not eating. She's still sleeping off and on." So I said, "Tomorrow, if she's the same way, I'm going to take her back to the doctor." So when I got off work, she was kind of the same way. So, I wanted her to come in my room and sleep in my room so I can watch her most of the night. And she the next morning, real early, I took her to an urgent care that was near the hospital. Hey, Melissa Scott and everybody came in. Thank you for coming in. And she, so when I took her over to this urgent care that was like right across from the actual main hospital, when they checked her out, they was like, this is not a cold. This is not this is not that. She needs to go back over to the main hospital. And it was to the point where they didn't even want me to take her. They wanted one of their people at the urgent care to drive her over there. And I remember the woman telling me, hold on, y'all. Well, I didn't hit that mute button as quick. I remember the woman who took us over there before we got out the car. She said, "Mom, when you go in there and you demand them to do a CT scan. And if they're probably going to try to give her another migraine cocktail." But she said, "You advocate and you speak up for your daughter, no matter what. So when I went in, they were saying that again. We're gonna give her another IV. We're gonna put another IV on, and we're gonna give her another IV. We're gonna put another IV on, and that. And I said, no, we've done that. And she's not gotten better, and she's lethargic. I said, no, y'all gonna do a CT scan. And the nurse got snappy with me and said, so finally she said, the doctor, okay. She went away for a little while. She came back. She said, "The doctor has okay for us to send her to CT." She said, "The doctor has okay for us to order the CT scan. But once she finished that CT scan, Mom, then we're going to do the migraine cocktail." And at that point, I said, "Okay, that's fair enough." And then I told y'all a couple of days ago, they did the scan and brought her back in the room. And by the time I came from I said, I'll be right back. I got to go use the bathroom. By the time I came back, the the emergency room doctor was in there. The pediatric neurologist was in there, and some other people, so they can determine how they was going to transport her, because they said that she had a bleeding on her brain. Why did I tell all that? I told all that to say this, and my daughter says that she's going to speak up for AVM and let people be aware. All this time, it was never diagnosed, and I can understand. Usually, AVMs are not diagnosed until they actually burst. Until they burst, that's when they're diagnosed, and that's just, unfortunately, it's just the way it is. However, you got to stand up for yourself, because they misdiagnosed her. When she went the first day, there was bleeding on her brain, but they missed it because they felt like it was one thing. And if I would not have said, no, you're going to do the CT scan, they probably would have done the same thing and sent her home again. So we're going to talk about AVM awareness. We're going to talk about she's probably want to talk about epilepsy, because there's a lot of misinformation out here about epilepsy. And so I think that before, she wanted no parts of any of this. Like, she was like, Mom, I just want to graduate high school, which was a challenge, her having that surgery. I just want to graduate high school and go to college and live a normal life. And she had a right to that. She didn't want to talk about AVM. She didn't want to talk about, traumatic brain injuries. But now at 25, she do want to talk about it. She do want to talk about it and help others. So that's the direction we're going in. So anyway, so that's the thing I've been talking about for the past few months, about something that's going on, and we're going to shout the victory. And that's why I say, if you're going through anything, just believe God, trust God. He'll bring you through. I have testimonies where he's done it in my life, and I'm sure y'all have testimonies where he's done it in your life. And we have to keep telling each other that, so we can keep each other encouraged about what God can do. And anyway, so thank y'all for congratulating my baby in her graduation. Her graduation has been a long journey, but she's done it. I asked her last night when she told me. She said, Mom, I'm pretty much done with, the professor, the last class that I had to take, my professor said that, if you have an A in this class, that you can, you don't even have to do the last assignment. So she said, I don't even have to do the last assignment. And I said, how does that feel? I was asking, how does that feel? And she said, Mom, I don't even know how to feel. It's not been the normal. College itself is hard enough. Hey, Gabout. Hey, Ingrid Fields. I don't know who I spoke to. Hey, Matt. Hey, Marsh Banny. But college in itself, getting through it, as most of y'all know, is difficult enough. It's difficult enough, but doing it with extra challenges for me. She's an extraordinary. All my children are extraordinary people. God has blessed me with extraordinary, and I'm sure y'all kids are too. You better believe your kids are. Shoot, that's the blessing God gave you. But anyway, thank y'all for coming in. I'm gonna come back this weekend. We're gonna drop the link. We're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all to come up, and tell me what y'all think about what's going on around in these YouTube streets. I want to hear from y'all. We're gonna talk about it. This is what I left out earlier about me nosing around these YouTube streets. So Conscious TV is so funny to me. He put up a post saying, I see they ain't saying something to the effect that they ain't saying nothing. Oh, it's gotten quiet around here. They ain't respond. Basically saying that, there's no response from Thais and from William. And Thais said he has no interest. He going on with his commentary. He ain't gonna respond. He don't have no interest in responding. Even when William was trying to bring it up the other night, he was like, I ain't talking about that. He kept cutting William off. Nope, ain't gonna do it. Ain't talking about that. So, not Thais is a coward. Hey, organically, Sheree. She said, Thais is a coward. Well, he said he ain't talking about it. Hey, Jay Parrish. He said he ain't talking about it. So we gonna see. We gonna see if that button get pushed enough to where he will, or if he gonna stick to it. He said he'll make no money when he do it. He said he come on, he go off, and then he have to delete the video or private the video, and it's just no money in it for him. It's money lost as far as he's concerned. That's his reasoning. So I'm gonna drop the link so y'all can give me y'all opinion. Y'all hear from us bloggers and content creators and YouTubers all the time. We want to hear sometime what y'all got to say. We see y'all typing in the thing, but I would love to hear what y'all got to say about it. I'd love to hear y'all thoughts. So we're gonna try to do that this weekend. Thank y'all for coming in this morning, and y'all remember to live. And if everybody I missed speaking to, good morning, good morning, good morning. I apologize. I'm actually talking as I am doing something. Hey, Elijah, Luke Music. Elijah said he gonna hit the panel. Elijah said he gonna hit. Hey, T. Danielle Sugar. Elijah said he will be hitting the panel. So I'm looking forward to hearing from. Hi, I am Star. Good morning. Finally, me, Luke. Good morning. Yeah, listen, my family has been very supportive, and it does help when you have. In fact, as a result, my daughter left the school that she was at and came home after that. My daughter was because they're 4 years apart, but they're close. You know, they're close sisters, and she left. She was at Wingate, and she left Wingate and came to North Carolina A&T so that she could be closer. Sing said, have you thought about a service animal to alert her when she's about to have a episode? She don't like dogs. We've talked about it. My good friend, my really good friend, suggested it. We've talked about it, but she loves cats, but she don't like dogs. And then she was saying, all the work you got to take them jokers out, and you got to walk them, and they, require this and require that. So we've talked about that, but for her, she don't want to do it. What we have talked about though, at one point we were thinking about buying her a Tesla, but we found out that Volkswagen have a better car. Hey, Tasha Global. Good morning. Volkswagen have a better car from people who, not just with epilepsy, but any type of thing that, and I didn't know this car has been out for a while, that will take over. If a person is losing consciousness or anything like that, the car will first kind of try to wiggle the seat to see if that works. And then the car will start, break it and take over. Because I think with Tesla, I think you have to tell Tesla to take over. But the car that there are things, there's in some countries, there's some type of alert code that will alert loved ones. And we were looking into that, trying to find that and trying to find how you get that. When she moves, right now she lives with her sister, my oldest daughter, and the baby. But when she moves out on her own, of course, we're going to have cameras. She's going to do cameras that's connected to us where we can see. As far as her driving again, those are the type of cars that we are researching. Cars like Tesla or this Volkswagen I just talked about. But yeah, I wish she would like a dog. I wish a pet would work for her, because cats, let me tell you something, cats are not, they are not, they might be support animals in emotional support, but as far as helping you, they ain't gonna be like dogs and go get you a bottle. I have seen videos of dogs going to get folks a bottle of water and hitting the button, being able to hit the button to call 911 or a family member. Yeah, because she don't. And thank God, right? Really, right now, it's been a while. It could possibly, the epilepsy could possibly be in remission, but we would still like to. We're looking at certain things that could assist. We are looking at. Hey, Really Big TV. Good morning. But we are looking at things like that, and right now we are looking at the cars that have a lot of features, a lot of driver assistant features on it. So that Volkswagen sounds real good to me. I've been looking at it. Her dad's been looking at it, and it's sounding real good to us right now. Somebody said something. What y'all say? Hold on, let me go back. Let's speak to Catherine Powell. Hey, sugar. Matt said it's strange that he won't reply to him. So you think it's strange that Thais won't reply to him? I see his point. I mean, if it's not making him money, see, Conscious TV is not monetized. Conscious TV is not monetized at all. I never understand the not monetizing thing. I do not understand not monetizing. Because I heard somebody say it. I heard Dr. Blue say, well, if somebody super chats you, y'all walk with me to make my coffee. If somebody super chats you, then Google going to take 30% of that super chat. Well, turn the super chats off. But my thing is, why throw away Google money? The commercials they put in your the commercials that they put in your video, you're making money off those commercials. So let's say if you're not going to take super chats, you still get the Google AdSense money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do nothing for it. You ain't got to pay nothing to get that, but just turn on your thing and start talking. So if you're going to be talking, even if you ain't getting but $100 a month, you know, if you're going to be talking anyway, why not get that? I would listen. Let me be honest about something. I'm always thankful when somebody send me a super chat. I mean, a super chat, or I'm always thankful for a super chat, and I'm always thankful for a Cash App. Y'all want to see me one right there, right now? My Cash App is up there. Y'all want to send me a super chat? I am super. I'm able to get a super chat, so I'm almost thankful for those things. I'm not going to say I'm not, but Google have way more money than a lot of y'all. Google got thousands and millions and trillions of dollars. So if I'm going to come on here and talk anyway, whether it's $100 a month, $1,000 a month, $3,000 a month, or $5,000 a month that Google could potentially pay me, why not pick that up? Why not get that? So I never understand why people are coming on here and doing videos and getting the numbers that somebody like Conscious TV get and not being monetized. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because Google is going to run ads anyway. You just won't get no cash if they not monetized, right? So why are you coming on here and give Conscious TV says my channel is monetized. That's why you sometimes see commercials and vids and sometimes not. Okay, gotcha. So that makes sense. So thank you for coming in, Conscious TV. You watch me? Lord, how much Conscious TV be sitting up here watching me, Jesus. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, so but anyway, Tais's excuse for not clapping back is that he says that it cost him money to clap back. It cost him, you know, like he do the video and then he have to take the video down, and that was his excuse for not, and he want to get back to his good content. But y'all know what I said the other day. Had it been Sean Talks, had it been Tasha Global, trying not to be messy this morning. I'm gonna just leave that right there. But we're gonna drop the link and see what y'all think. We want to hear from y'all get to hear from us all the time. We're gonna hear from them. We're gonna hear from them. Baby, listen. Conscious TV, if you're on here, you're gonna get a little shade from Mama. Mama gonna throw that shade, man. I'm petty. They wrote a song about me. Great is my pettiness. Great is thy pettiness. Oh, yes, sir. I love it. And I love your pettiness too. I sure do. But anyway, Kuzi, you have some heavy hitters in your chat. You're royalty. Oh, well, thank you. Well, you know, listen. I was talking about this area of YouTube yesterday. I was visiting over at the Beefsteak to do a little video, and I was saying that, you know, this area of it's pretty interesting. It jumps off over here sometimes. It does. But the thing about over here is that we can do other stuff. Conscious TV can do other stuff. St. James can do other stuff. Thais can do other stuff. And I enjoy everybody. I watch. I've been watching them all for a long time and enjoying the stuff. Jive show that he can do other stuff. We can do other stuff, but we can also beef with each other and get it going too. And I like the support on this side of YouTube. There's no big eyes and little U's. We support each other. So that's a great thing. When it comes to Conscious, he turned into a Christian. Thais ain't shit. Yeah. But listen, I'm gonna tell you who else gonna say something. Who else gonna talk back? William freaking McCray. He gonna fight back regardless. He gonna fight back regardless, baby. Even with a tight suit on, with struggling buttons, he gonna fight back. He gonna say something. But Tyson like, I told you I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. I ain't doing this. But anyway, y'all, let me get on out of here. Hey, Linda B. Yeah, but you know, everything got to change, Linda B. It can't stay the same. And like I said, when the one thing about this area, a lot of our content will come from the outside. It'll come from the Kojic Church. It'll come from the TD Jakes. It'll come from the Brian Carnes, the Leandrias and stuff like that. It'll come from outside. But when you're in a sector where you're limited to beefing about each other, you know, then it kind of, where can you go from there? You know, besides make up, break up, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing new's going to come in for y'all to disagree about. Really B, is that your baby daddy? Is that your baby daddy? Listen, he was calling, now I'm about to be messy. He was calling some other woman last night in his live, his baby mama. I heard him. So you want many baby mamas with Conscious TV. I'm just trying to tell you. You out here like Brian Carn, one of Brian Carn women. All right, let me get on off of here. What y'all saying? I am not far from crackhead speed of beefing. I am not that I'm not for that crackhead speed of beefing. Yeah. Hey, K Rich, how you doing, sugar? Thank you, Linda. All right, y'all. Let me get on out of here and start my work day. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's been a long week. So let me start this work day because I just told y'all I need to make this money because I done jumped out here and bought this cruise for my daughter in this next month. So let me make this money so I don't have to slide down that pole, honey. I don't be thick thighs, don't have to save lives on the pole to make some money. But thank y'all so much for coming in. St. James, Conscious TV, Tarsha K, Really BTV, and all of you beautiful, wonderful subscribers. Thank y'all for coming in. And we'll see y'all around these YouTube streets. So like I said, I'll probably go live this weekend and we're going to get it cracking and we're going to hear from the subscribers. Hey, Pamela, thanks for coming in. Y'all have a good day. Remember, live in peace on purpose. With all of this stuff, we like to be entertaining and roasting and ragging and dragging and all that. Anytime it start messing with your peace, step back from it. It ain't worth it. Live in peace on purpose. That's number one. Number two, no matter what you're going through, and I don't care what it looked like, remember, all is well. It's going to be all right. All is well. Tell your faith that, tell your heart that, tell your mind that until it manifests in your life. Don't start thinking, I don't care. We live in a society now where they're telling us, oh, we're about to go into the economy is going to tank and we're about to happen. Don't start moving in that. Don't start moving in that. Move in faith. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to come out on top. I'm gonna take advantage of this, and I'm gonna pull out of this what I need to pull out of this, and I'm gonna do fine. Make good confession and know that all is well, no matter what. Y'all hold on to that. Y'all have a good day.